So guys, welcome to another gardening video on my channel. Today we're going to be talking about 10 crops to grow in August. We're going to go through veggies, we're going to go through flowers, we're going to go through the herbs, and we're going to also talk about whether you can direct sow them or if you need to start them indoors first, right? Don't forget, we're also going to be talking about companion planting for all of those crops. I hope you enjoy. Do what it gotta do. Okay, so first things first, we have spinach. And you can see I love my spinach, you know what to do. Spinach, great one to have in the garden. Grows really well in August, winter time in general. So yeah, I would say definitely at this time, it starts getting a bit warmer. But then I would say if you want basically a higher probability of them sprouting, try and plant them indoors and then transplant them into the garden. However, if you live in warmer climates, then direct sowing wouldn't be an issue. And then the companion plants for spinach would be cabbage, radish, and potatoes. So yeah, spinach, a lovely one. Remember, with spinach, the more you harvest, the more you get. Then as the weather gets hotter and warmer, we now go towards tomatoes. So tomatoes, lovely to actually now be able to start growing them. But these ones, I would say definitely start them indoors first and then transplant them out into the garden. I think it's still a bit too cold for them to be direct sown, so I would say try them indoors. And then companion plants for them are parsley and beans. Okay, so talking about beans, we then have our next crop, which are beans. And beans, a nice one to have in the garden, also can tolerate the cold, so you can actually start this inside or you can direct sow it. I don't think beans would have any issues with being direct sowed. And then the companion plants, marigold, a nice one to grow, potatoes and carrots as well. Then it's no coincidence that I'm in and amongst the lettuce. Lettuce is the next crop, another one just like the spinach. The more you harvest, the more you get out of it. And lettuce, the beautiful thing about lettuce is that it goes well with everything. Put it next to tomatoes, put it next to the beans, put it next to potatoes, put it next to anything. They'll do well. Lettuce is a must-have in the garden. Grows really well. You see, even here I grew them in lines. They at the moment they're getting eaten by something, but So the last one on the veggies, we have some carrots, and you can see we have some carrots growing, some little nanas growing. So yeah, carrots go really well with peas and lettuce. Don't forget, remember I told you about that lettuce. Just make sure that you are planting slightly, just don't plant them too deep. They struggle a bit when they are planted too deep, so they will struggle to sprout. So just lightly put them onto the soil. And then also I would recommend that you direct sow carrots every time. Don't transplant carrots. Root crops do not in general like being transplanted, and carrot is a root crop, so do not transplant it, direct sow. Do it right now. So moving along swiftly, now we have the herbs and the flowers. One of the best winter crops is thyme. Thyme is one that needs to be in the garden. This one goes really well with potatoes and cabbage. This one you can definitely direct sow. I would recommend that you direct sow it. You can also start it indoors. So if you start it indoors, you'll probably have a higher chance because you can control the climate. So if you want to definitely get like a higher probability of them growing, try indoors, right? Then we have parsley, another one that goes really well with tomatoes, and also it's a companion plant of the one that I just mentioned, thyme as well, and also with beans. So this one does really well in winter, so you can definitely start them growing in August. These ones, direct sow or indoors, whichever one you want, they will work. So yeah, try both methods if you want as well and see which one works better for you. And then moving along to the flowers. So the flowers, we have African daisy. This one is indigenous to South Africa, so you know it has no reason not to fail. African daisy brings a lot of color to the garden, and also brings in pollinators to the garden as well. Then we have gazanias as well. We have gazania, another one that brings in a lot of pollinators. These ones you can start indoors, you can start outdoors, no issues. And then marigold, another one that's really nice, another one that deters pests, another one that attracts pollinators. This one is really good. One thing that I would say, it will really take over the garden, so just make sure that if you don't want to have too much, maybe if you just start it in a pot and then keep it in the garden. But then yeah, definitely these ones grow aggressively, and also when they start seeding, it's worse. So just make sure that you can control them, starting indoors, all of the flowers starting indoors, outdoors, no problem. So yeah, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you'll start growing in August. You know, the days are getting warmer and warmer. Spring is almost here. So yeah, no, I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you next week Sunday for the next video. Love, peace, grow every day.